Hey, hey.
Hey, look, I think we just sat there for like 18 minutes, did we?
Sleep.
Happy Friday, guys. No, it's what's today?
Thursday.
Friday Eve.
Friday Eve. Happy Friday Eve.
What's popping? We got Lauren in the building with us today. Tamika be popping in and out, you know what I'm saying? But we gotta hold her down while she's out. And so we're gonna be like, welcome to Conversations with Mika and Friends, where we keep it raw, real, and respectful. Did I say it right, y'all?
Yes.
You know I always get it wrong. But listen,
Real raw and
y'all, look,
respectful.
say what's up to Joyce.
Happy Payday Eve.
That
We in
part.
the building.
You got your name as Lauren NJ. Tell Lauren, they know you, but go ahead and.
Yes, Lauren J here. I'm glad to be back on a podcast.
Who
Even
Wait, why
though,
we drunk already? Hold on, why we drunk?
said?
see, I can't see comments. Y'all see comments?
I do not see the comments, which that's going to be real bogus because Tamika the one that puts it up.
Oh,
So she'll
that's
put
okay. She'll pop in and out if she can.
yeah, that's what's up. But it was so funny because look, y'all see we late. We like 11 minutes late because we're in the stream center, you know what I'm saying, just discussing a whole bunch of things. And then Joyce like, this the podcast. So we gonna do some general, something light, but we was in there. We was talking about the Kanye thing and how like things can go way left, way right, and basically how Nene just don't give a fuck. Does that make sense? But I know that it wouldn't be, you know what I'm saying, the right thing to do if we didn't at least touch on it. So, what's y'all take on it? Because I really don't have one way or the other.
And I know for me, my thing with Kanye is I really have to like pay attention to what's going on. And I haven't been like that, but I've been seeing bits and pieces. But it context is everything with anything, you know. And I really need to see what's going on. But I did see a report that he no longer with Adidas and that his contract with Gap is finna be done or something. I glanced and seen that, so we're gonna see what happened.
Yeah, because listen, it's a heavy, heavy subject. Like
Mm-hmm.
as y'all saw, you know what I'm saying, Tamika's super, super passionate about it. And she got like a whole
Yeah,
perspective, you know what I'm saying, of how people should be viewing, you know what I'm saying, what is actually going on, that it's a lot deeper than what is superficial, if that makes sense, what the surface is actually scratched.
right.
What do you think, Joyce?
I mean, I think Lauren kind of hit it on the head. Like context goes a long way, right? So whenever he does something random, it's never without intention. Like he will have a rant and just go crazy on some stuff, and then drop an album or drop a new shoe, or you know what I mean, something like that. So I think he
Something
always has.
publicity.
Yeah, he always got something to kind of put him out in front of everybody and get everybody started with the conversation. So with everything he does, I feel like you got to kind of look deeper into it to see like what are you really trying to say or what are you really trying to do. Like when he came out with that shirt on that said what did it say, White Lives Matter?
Matter, yeah.
Like everybody was all pissed off, but like ultimately, and it's gonna sound how it's gonna sound because I always got that opinion, but it's the same like when people talk about HBCUs, like if we said it was a historically white college, how would you take that? Or if somebody was talking about white girl magic, like how would you take that? You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes you can't just jump in on the clickbait. Sometimes you got to really think about what he's talking about and you know what I'm saying, why it may be. He don't need nobody. He don't need Adidas. He can make his own ugly shoe and sell it and make hella money
The
and
shoe
get
is
100%
the
of the
shoe
profit.
is
But the way
it's
contracts work, he
ugly.
wouldn't be able to do that until he got out of his contract. So maybe he purposely blowing his contract so that he can be an independent
But
and
that's
pay.
what a lot of people think. Like he had this issue with Adidas weeks ago or whatever. You know, you remember it was something out there that they were trying to steal the design of the shoe or something. Like I said, I don't really be knowing because I don't give a fuck. I don't have time to follow Kanye or
Yeah.
whatever. Me personally, my life ain't set up like that where I can just be like, here, like I said, I'm with y'all. I get bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Not enough for me to form a fucking opinion about to speak upon. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I
Right.
where the other until that nigga come pay this motherfucking mortgage off. That's a good ass dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
because he gave me something, but it's because he ain't paying no bills up here enough for me.
But what he's pointing out is relevant to everybody, right?
No,
Like
that is true. That is why I take what I feel is something that I can, you know what I'm saying, relate to, or you know what I'm saying. I just listen. I don't have no opinion one way or the other to be arguing with her Sally Sue down the road that's mad because I've said something, whether I agree or disagree with them. It turns into a whole mess. I don't have time for messes. So I don't get involved. You'll rarely see me post about anything celebrity wise because I don't give a fuck.
I mean, I don't have an argument for that.
Yeah, I don't
It's
because
no
you know
and that's just crazy because sometimes and that could be looked at as a negative stigma from my standpoint. You know what I'm saying? But like for me, I don't know. I don't know. I don't get involved.
yeah.
But it's not just celebrity, right? It's as an entertainer, you are your brand, right? Like you're a walking brand, right? So everything you do is affiliated with something. Every other company that you interface with is attaching now to your brand, and so it matters in that way. So it's not just about Kanye West, it's about in general how our artists are used and manipulated in the public in general. It's about how our words are twisted. It's about how it's cool when you do it, but when I do it, you know what I'm saying? It's about all of those parts. It's not just specifically just one celebrity, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I get that. I don't know. I just don't have the time. I don't want to argue with nobody. I'm just going to respect how you feel and I'm just keep on scrolling. I do not comment. I do not say a word. You're going to hear me say nothing.
So I get where y'all at and talking about, hey y'all.
Hey,
So
welcome.
that's my thing and why I don't want this to get heavy, because what
Yeah.
I don't have time for is the motherfuckers that don't respect each other opinions. So because you view it one way and they view it the other, now you're dumb. Now you're anti-black or vice versa. How the fuck you gonna tell me what I am based off my opinion of one situation or one scenario? Like that's where all the commotion and disrespect comes in for me, and that's what I don't have time for.
And that's what
So
you see. That's all you see.
yeah,
Like
like
got time to get on there and tell you that what?
yeah, and I definitely ain't about to argue with cliff clip watchers. Like you take you see one clip and then you think you got all the knowledge in the world of what's going on based off a freaking clip. People attention spans is like 7 to 8 seconds and mine's is way beyond that, so I don't have time for you. Not per se, but
It's you.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Understand.
don't come for me. Don't call me dumb just because my opinion does not match yours. I can understand yours. I can listen to yours. So respect mine.
Yeah.
And that's why I really don't want to talk on Kanye too much because I done been had to tell somebody I'm pulling up because I'll punch your ass.
No,
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 no, I'm just saying.
we're not
Because
gonna do
they
that.
are a lot of them are getting beside.
Yeah.
I'm watching people and reading comments.
Unfold
Like
it.
I scroll. If I don't agree, I'm scrolling, or I'm laughing. You know what I mean? And like even on my page, I still try to make it a light subject. And laugh like
Other news.
in other news, you know what I mean? Yo Gotti, and like it's not that serious. Like
It should never be.
this world would not function if we all thought the same, acted the same. Like
Right.
that's unrealistic. So respect my view, I'll respect yours. Let's listen to each other, agree to disagree, or maybe I might give you an aspect that you didn't know about, and you
Right.
give me something.
Right.
You
And
know
that's what
I
it
mean?
is.
Like,
You can take something from everybody.
yes.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I was just, kind of touching on earlier when we was talking earlier, when I just say like, how like a lot of people don't like to read the Bible because they say it was man written, if that makes sense. But for me, it's like, you can read that man written book in the same context that you read another one. It's all in about what you choose to believe and what's real to you. All the book that you read was written by somebody too, motherfucker. So you just take and pick and choose what's relevant to you, that you feel like feels
Applies.
good to you and makes you right in a person within yourself. Like, you can't just look at somebody like, oh, you read that Bible and that it's man. But the same book that you trying to tell me something now was written by somebody as well. Yep. So that's who you chose to believe and follow and respect. And listen, boo. And I don't know. I just had to get that out. I don't know why, because that the part is so important to me, because you just stand on the side of right. You take what knowledge you can get from anybody or anywhere or any piece of book, magazine, article, whatever, and you just take that and you got to feel good about what you feel like you're learning and soaking up and taking in,
and apply it.
And apply it.
That's it. That's
right.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, but you attract what you think about, right? And so I don't want to read your Bible, and that's going to make you feel some type of way. And I have to be okay with not caring how that makes you feel, right? So I think people don't know how to manage your own emotional energy. Like, I should be able to listen to your disputing opinion and move forward. People be mad as hell because I perm my hair. Why do you care? Why do you care that I got a perm? And you like, why do you care that I wear weave? Or why do you care that I wear makeup or don't? Like, people have so many emotions tied to things that are irrelevant to them personally, and that piece of I can't relate. Like, we can have a whole conversation about lashes and nails, and I don't wear either, but I don't feel like I got to be disrespectful to people that do. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't wax. So fucking what? I don't have to say, oh, bitch, hair over there. Like, you don't have to act like that about things, but that's how it is. Everything's going to have an opinion and an opposition. We just got to be comfortable in a space to have the conversation without it turning so emotional. Some things are logical. Think about it and say what you think. Say how you feel. You don't have to experience the emotion behind the feeling of the thought. This is too much. It gets too deep for no reason. I mean, when you saying like Kanye don't pay my bills, like, I get it. I still have an opinion. I still think a way about it. I don't feel no way about it.
Right. Maybe
I think a way about it.
Come on now. Maybe that is it. Because listen, I'm like, what? Nigga, I can give a fuck less.
I got an opinion on everything. I think some way about everything. I ain't never seen that. I didn't think some way about it.
And so, I feel like, and I'm one of those people that I have to express myself.
Me too.
I have to give my view or whatever, whether you like it or not. Like, and we can debate on it. It don't have to get ugly. Like, I had a conversation with somebody on my page. We had totally different views. He asked me questions. I answered him. I asked him questions. He answered me. We don't agree, but guess what? We were respectful. And that's all, period.
That's
That's
all.
all it got to
Mhm.
be.
That's the
As long
only.
as the conversation stay like that, I'm good.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So it does. It does. It's the Kanye thing, or what is it? Yay? What?
Yay.
Yay?
Yay.
The
Hey.
artist formerly known as.
You can't
I
tell
just
me
got that because
nothing.
you're reading it. I don't hear them say his like actual like it's yay. Okay, yay.
Yay.
Anyway,
Kanye.
it is
Lord.
heavy. That shit is heavy.
Right. That nigga
I
said, wait till I get my money.
But why
right
is it heavy?
up."
Because of the people have the different views about what's actually going on and the things that are actually coming out of his mouth.
Right. Yeah.
But like everybody,
But he's
has,
always in a controversy. I feel like that's just like his thing, to be controversial in a way. Because he likes to defy the odds. So I feel like if he needs some attention or he want his community, which is us as Black people, but with him going further into his faith, he say all people. But I really think us Black people, in my opinion, he want us to pay more attention.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just like when he said in that interview, even though he said a whole bunch of crazy stuff, he also said Sway had the answers.
he want us to pay attention, but he's not clear on what we're supposed to be paying attention to. So the problem is you have to meet people where they are. If you're speaking up here, but my level of understanding is here, and you're not bridging the gap, now you're leaving. That's why people are angry, because they don't get it, right? So you interpreted this, and he's talking up here, and you're never going to be on the same page. It's like, and oh, by the way, they make money off of how many times somebody clicking on their YouTube, whatever. All of us, before we got on today, went on YouTube and pressed play on something, right? It's like Orlando Brown. Nobody give a damn about him until he started talking about Bow Wow, what he called it, Bussy, right? So as soon as he said that, bro, back relevant, viral, and making money. You know what I'm saying? Like some of it they have to do like that. Some people can't manage their image without controversy, and I just feel like he's one of those people. He's not. It's not that I don't think he's good. It's that I think he doesn't know how to explain himself in a way that everybody can understand. So he got to do something way far left to catch everybody's attention.
Because he is this, like, they call him a genius. So he's always going to talk on a level of here, if that makes sense. Like Tamika said, it's one of those things that you got to do the research to figure out if you want to understand what it is that he's trying to say and the message that he's trying to put out there, if that makes sense. Like, I don't even know that he would even know how to dumb himself down.
And don't forget he a Gemini. So,
and I wouldn't say dumb himself down. I would say if you're intelligent, people that are intelligent can explain their thoughts, their feelings, their emotions. Like you can, it's 100 ways to do the same one thing. Like you don't understand something if you can't teach it. So you should be able to say, this is what I'm talking about. This is why, this is the connection between these things. And he's not doing that. I think when people are like high intelligence, they don't have no desire to do that. Like they don't care that you don't get it. The goal ain't to make you get it. The goal is I put the message out and it's out. That's how
I say what like TJ said, genius brains don't work like that. They be all over the place. They head is function, they brain is functioning
at a higher rate speed.
Yes, at so many different levels. He probably thinking about 15 things at once, where we can't barely think about 2 or 3.
I don't know.
And we the Gemini. I mean, he a Gemini. You know how y'all do. He a Gemini, and that's all.
I don't know what makes him a genius. I wouldn't say that.
No, I'm not
He's never said anything that I didn't understand.
Though that's been said.
We more talking about musical wise, just like we say R. Kelly is. That's how we started calling him a genius. But you can't. Well, maybe you can. I'm not gonna say you can't, because maybe you can. But what he just did was genius to me. I'm sorry.
If that's what if it is what everybody is speculating, that he like single-handedly got out every last of one of his contracts without penalty.
And he can walk up and build his own brand and be
I
making
agree with
a
that.
billion times
So,
more than he
yeah,
already.
this is what I don't want to get into that, because like, if y'all need to know why he did the White Lives Matter, and then it would make sense. Like, oh, yes, it was extreme, but there was a purpose, and I don't want to get into that.
And so,
exactly,
I brought it up.
Exactly, Hell Rail. They focused on this little itty bitty minimum thing, and they not seeing the bigger picture. That is frustrating me. So that's frustrating me.
I brought it up as an example, not to say I don't understand. I brought it up to say, no matter what you say, it's going to be an opposing view, right? It's offensive when you say HBCUs. It's offensive when you say Black Girl Magic. It's offensive when you say, you know what I mean? Like when you're empowering only one group, it's somebody left out that it's offensive to.
Yeah,
that ain't gonna stop me from saying it.
Yeah.
It's not gonna stop me from feeling it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say Black Girl Magic 100 times a day. I'm gonna uplift Black men in a different way than white men. And I don't care
if a white girl was to say White Girl Magic, you upset?
I would not be.
I would not care.
I think it's offensive. I would think it's offensive. If when we say Black Power, you don't care when people say white power?
Everybody's life matters.
I would say if I would say Black. So if it's a house, if it's a street with a bunch of houses, you need to put out the fire on the one that's on fire. You don't spray the water evenly on all the fucking houses. You spray the water on the house on fire. Black lives are on fire because police are killing us and we killing us and they killing everybody collectively trying to take us out, including us. So you have to put out the fire, right? So that's why I would say Black Lives Matter. I get it from my perspective, but I can also understand the perspective of the person sitting across the table that's not Black. When I'm saying Black Lives Matter and I'm not including their personal life, that will be offensive, right? Again, I don't give a damn. I'm still going to say Black Lives Matter because to me it does. But my personal
it shouldn't be offensive to you to see somebody embracing their race or ethnic group saying that they matter. Why does that bother you?
Because people probably are bothered because then they will look at it as they think they being mocked. But then again, that turns into something personal and internal that you got to deal with.
The whole fucking movement just fucking mocked us.
The movement itself.
So what the fuck?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I would say.
What do it really mean?
I would not be offended if a white girl said White Lives Matter. Because again, like, I don't care.
I could bring you on, TJ.
I mean, I think it's offensive, yeah, but it's not offensive to the point where I care and I'm gonna be like, oh my God, why would you say? Like, I wouldn't address it because I don't care in that way. Again, everybody, I'm open to other people having different perspectives and not moving forward with anything.
Jarrell,
white people wearing
it was a dominating tone.
So okay, what makes it okay? Oh my God!
Exactly. Yeah. See, I agree with that. But I also am open to interracial dating. And so it's a part of it where you would be like, how can I say Black Lives Matter and I'm sitting next to my white girl? You know what I mean? Like that kind of feels how it feels.
Shoot, they lives matter to me. My baby, my kids, Daddy life matters to me. So white lives do matter. It ain't like they said white power. Now that's different.
But when we say Black Power, that's okay.
What?
When we say Black Power, that's okay.
Hell yeah, that's okay.
Right, but it's the same thing.
Exactly. So what the fuck is the point? Why do you care? Let that ethnic group do what they do. Let's focus on us.
Yeah, I think us as Black people and our traumatic history is just a trigger, period. Until
unless you're healing.
Yeah, unless you sit back and really think about why why we're so moved by certain things. And it's because generally when people are saying that, specifically I'm gonna say white power, when people are saying white power, it's because they feel some type of way about us saying black power. Like, don't nobody say white power unless they a supremacist,
Right.
like a racist supremacist. So that's why. But if people weren't taking all of that negative connotation into it, and having that
Like,
uh
I.
superior type of motive behind their words, and you know, a superior intent, if it wasn't a superior intent, it would be perfectly okay.
It'll be okay. And but you can tell. I
It's
feel like I'm able to tell genuine and supremacy. Like I know if somebody's mocking me.
Right, you should be able to yep,
So how do
inferring
y'all feel about white people wearing BLM shirts?
I think it's
I,
fine.
I feel like it just they way of showing they support that they understand. And that's the only thing that I take from it. I'll be like, oh, that's a cool white girl. Oh, that's a cool white boy. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Right, because I've seen white people take a lot of slack from their racist families
Yeah.
because they will not be racist with the rest of their family.
And that's the generation that we coming into. See,
Mm-hmm.
they
break.
like our music. They, you know, they kind of more understand and embracing getting away from. Not all of them. I've seen some, but
Yeah.
they a lot of this generation is like leaning more, I would say, towards unity as the older generations die out.
Mm-hmm.
But will we
It's kind of like
will we get to see that? I'm not sure.
it's like breaking generational curses. That's kind of like what they're doing. Breaking
Yeah.
generational
And,
curses. Like, I'm not gonna live like that because I think that black girl is cool. Or I think this black man is hot. Like, you know,
yeah.
however perspective.
And you know, we got a lot of trauma and
Mm.
trauma bonding that's just I feel like has come down
Who
from
kept saying
generation to generation.
Jeezy kept saying that word
Who?
to me? Cause Jeezy, I watched
Jeezy?
Jeezy interview and he said that so many times that I'm like, he want us to know what trauma bonding is.
What? I ain't seen the interview. Send it
Yeah,
to me.
I watched that.
Oh fuck! I gotta find out where I watched it at. I gotta remember.
Do you know who was interviewing them?
Did that? She a bigger lady. It's
Light skin?
two men. Break some. I'm gonna find it, y'all. I don't remember, but I watched it and he said it so many times. So just to hear you say that too, and I literally just heard this interview like 3 days ago. I promise you, it's so crazy that you said that. But go ahead. Sorry. She back working. Hey T, what's up, girl?
Hey.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, y'all talk about my boy now.
Right. Ooh, is that
yeah.
yay? Because baby,
Give us your thoughts.
is that yay?
Or
What's your-
Jeezy.
Both of them,
Snowman.
but I wanted to say something a long time ago when y'all was talking about Ye.
Go ahead. What's your take?
So it's so much. But just like Tamika was saying, and kind of how you were saying, I think he has a difficult time processing every thought that's in his head. So I do know a lot of people say, "Oh, he doing too much." But see, I guess this is where I question. Because what is doing too much to you? Like, it's doing too much to you, but what if he's doing exactly what he feel he's supposed to do? Like, I don't feel like one person could tell another person what is doing too much. I mean, I get it that it's getting a lot of people upset, but I mean, the same things as getting our culture upset is some of the things that was happening to us from other races, and we ain't as so strong. Like I feel like as a black culture, we're very quick to condemn our own. Like no second chances. We ready to write them off of the map. Why? Because that is his truth. He told us, I'm only speaking from what I've been dealing with. Nobody knows this because a lot of this stuff is behind the scenes. I was listening to this lady and she was saying how she went to some type of event with them where no photos could be taken, you know, no phones out and different things like that. And she mentioned when she met him, she was like, celebrities have real feelings. And I mean, yeah, I get it. He a man and we expect him to come from. But at the end of the day, what if this is something that he's really crying out for? So I feel like if we so concerned about what he's doing to us, why don't we just kind of at least one come together and pray for the man? Can we put some prayers on him before we just talk about him, before we not understand what his method is? Because I guess what he told one guy, he said in 10 years you're gonna apologize. So what happens in 10 years if we see this man got to apologize? What are we gonna say if we just pass in judgment because our perspectives only go so far? See, this is the thing. Everybody have a perspective on how they perceive things. And that's why I say you could go to a person calm and you could tell them the same thing that I'm saying, or you could go to them, y'all know I'm a loud speaker. You could go to them with a loud tone. Somebody else is going to perceive it, especially if they don't know me. They're going to be like, oh, who's she yelling at? Somebody else is going to be like, shit, that's TJ. That's how she talks. That's how she expresses herself. We all know from watching him, and I get it. I've been watching this man before his mother passed, and I have seen him spiraling. But I'm not going to necessarily say that it wasn't in a bad way, because one thing I know, and I can only speak from this because I've been through it, Kanye West started, I remember when Kanye West first started talking about Jesus. People was talking stuff about that. Oh, now he holy. Now he this. Now he that. It's like nothing that you could do, whether good or bad, somebody gonna have an opinion on. So for me, I'm with him regardless of how people feel. If this how you feel like you got to speak what you got to say, then I'm going to let you speak your piece. Because at the end of the day, I will want somebody to speak my piece. But don't label me as crazy, because now you can't handle how I'm coming. Whichever way I need to come, because maybe I do need to put my mouth on some things. But it ain't no difference of us when we hating on each other, when we talking about each other behind each other back. He's just doing this shit in public.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jarvis, I agree.
I do too.
So that's just kind of my opinion on how he coming. I don't know. I have been praying for him. I really have, because as we all know, if there is a lot of truth behind something like this, y'all already know, ain't nobody gonna want no more to come out. And that is the problem. I think there is a lot of truth. And just like you made an example of, Nina, you're absolutely right. Just because you tell me that the Bible was written this way and you say I shouldn't read it, how you gonna tell me what to read when I see you reading Tom, Dick, and Harry, but now you want to condemn what I'm reading? And because I've read it and it does something to me and I believe what I say because what I'm seeing, now you telling me that, oh, I shouldn't be this way because it was tough. Regardless of the fact, we all have to find our way. And I don't know which way Kanye is finding, but I'll tell you this. I can't necessarily say that God himself is not speaking to that man. I'm sorry, because I ain't seen no other people that the whole city want to be after or behind. You know what I'm saying? Like this heavy, but leaders and leaders in power. Look at Minister Louis Farrakhan. Minister Louis Farrakhan been talking about the Jews and everybody else for years and years and years. You see what they did to him, tried to ban him off social media. Guess what? He didn't care. Most people feel like because Kanye got so much money, he shouldn't be doing this. But that's even more reason why he should. Because guess what?
Yep.
All right, you took everything from him.
Definitely got
so what?
Yeah. Let's talk about how they want to quiet black people.
Yes. And he got enough money and knowledge. And let me tell you something. Money ain't always that green you see, baby. That money is in that brain of his. Okay? He will always be rich. And see, that's the thing. We're looking at it. Oh, Balenciaga and all this stuff took that. Okay. Kanye was surviving before that. And he's smarter now.
He unbothered.
Absolutely. And that's the part that's getting to me because it's like we are really, like Tamika said, we're getting into arguments. It's okay to state what you feel and you believe. Me and sis, we've been back and forth in the inbox, going back and forth, just figuring out where we sit with it all.
Mhm.
Right.
At the end of the day, even if she would have said, well, I think this way, or I think this way, I am okay with that because I respect you for your opinion. Matter of fact, I'm glad to see another Black sister that can actually have a debate without all the BS. And that's the problem. We never can have a real debate without somebody getting mad or frustrated about it. Let's get it out. Kanye West is angry, man, and we all know why he angry. That money don't make that stuff sweep up under no rug. It's a lot of stuff happened to that man, I'm telling you, and he may not expose it all, but I really feel in my heart that some things has happened to him, just like some things happen to us. And guess what? Sometimes we act out in anger, we act out in let Kanye do him because he's showing hell ain't thinking about nobody else.
You real spiritual, and so is it stirring up? Because like for me right now, he's like this is more spiritual. It's like a spiritual warfare.
But when you're going through a spiritual warfare, or when you're having your awakening, right? You speak from a place of peace. Even though it's turmoil and crazy inside, you very calmly can express and explain, this is where I am with. That's what it looks like, because it's not like you fighting demons and is, you know what I mean, Hellraiser. It's not that way. And he's coming
that?
from what you mean?
Who said that?
It's
who said that? Who said that a spiritual warfare can't be you fighting demons and stuff? Where that come from?
So spiritual warfare doesn't mean you fighting demons physically and have to express it that way. Your thoughts aren't unclear. Your thoughts may be different than others, but it's an awakening. When you're having a spiritual awakening, it's clarity.
Whose thoughts though? So
by
you're saying when somebody in a spiritual warfare, everybody acts and behaves and goes through it the same?
I don't believe in absolutes. I'll say if you're having an awakening, then you're having an awakening, and that's not unclear to you. Your awakening may be unclear to others, but it's not unclear to you. So he know what he's talking about, and that doesn't make him crazy. His views are different than others, and so people are labeling him crazy because his views are different. I've never, and not that it doesn't exist because I ain't never seen it, because a lot of stuff I ain't never seen, but I've never seen people that don't read the Bible criticize people that do read it, like I see people that do read it criticize those that don't. So people want to make everything fit in a box and make sense to them from their perspective, and he's not going to fit properly in anybody's box. If he's so pro-Black like he say he is, or like he tries to portray he's so for the community, he married and gave his seed to a white lady. That don't follow your logic. What you're spitting out, that doesn't follow that, right? And so I think the biggest piece of it is you're trying to, regardless of whether you agree with him or don't agree with him, you're trying to make him fit into a mold, and he can't fit nowhere. He don't have no certain type of person that he fits with, or it's not like his own thoughts. It doesn't seem to all kind of be on the same track. But at the end of the day, when you're famous, you have a brand, and when you have a brand, you have to present yourself a certain way, and he's not doing that. Like you can't cripple big business without saying this is why I'm like, without making it make sense. You know what I'm saying?
He's making it make sense. That's why I want, after this, you to go back and listen to some interviews and do some research, because you haven't really got into the meat and, I keep saying meat and bones of it. We already discussed, you haven't gotten to the meat and bones of it. So after this, I'm going to send you some clips, because you can't really say or speak on him and what his motives or justifications as, because you haven't listened to this man.
So I just want to intervene just really quick. I'm sorry, just because we talking about the spiritual aspect of it. So, and I don't normally like to go deep into my personal life through social media, whatever, but I do believe that I'm supposed to say this, and that's the reason why I'm here. I went through a spiritual attack. I'm not going to say a spiritual warfare. I'm going to say a spiritual attack. And what that was for me is when I first decided that this was the way that I was going to walk, this was what I was going to do. I have to be honest with you. And my family saw it. So it wasn't just me, but at the time I didn't understand. It was almost like I was having a battle with myself, with my thoughts. I was thinking things, I was saying things that I really didn't like, that I didn't believe. It was like I was fighting myself, me against me. And that's a hard battle to, like he just said, you can't really articulate it, because when you're in that, you would have to be able to, this is almost one of them things where it's like you would have to go through it.
Go through it
You gotta go
yourself.
through it.
Yeah, you gotta go
Understand.
through
Yes,
And that's the first thing I told Tamika.
You
though,
will
in the
talk
inbox.
crazy. People will think you crazy.
Yes.
Like, and it is real. Like, me and Nene, like, you would never think that so much stuff in the spiritual realm is real until you've witnessed it. Like, literally, I've seen demons come out of a person. Like, visually witness and see this. So there is no, it goes just this way when you in a spiritual battle. So should I have to say spiritual battle versus spiritual warfare?
It's like a spiritual attack though, because that's what happens. It's like so you have to think we're already, as they would say, we have our fleshly side. We know our fleshly side wants what it wants. It want to do what it want to do. It probably want to talk the way it want to talk. I know my flesh want to say everything under the sun to anybody that say something to me wrong. But my spiritual side of me is what have controlled that side of me, and it has grown over the years. But I have been in battles where I've been fighting the two, and it's an internal battle. But if you actually trying to talk that thing out, man, people gonna call you everything. They call me crazy. I didn't know what I was talking about. I didn't know. And I cannot express to anybody. I had to talk to people that actually been through it, because when I started telling them some things that I was experiencing, they were like, yeah. And
Like, what's
I
wrong
didn't
with you?
understand it at first. And I really do believe, and I know that, Kanye made, but I really do believe that Kanye had made a step to try to make his life better. And I do believe that when you do those things, attacks come from all different angles. And I get it, the man is saying this and this and that, but what he's saying, some type of way, whether consciously or subconsciously, because you got to know, sometimes what's in our subconscious, they tell us when we drunk, what's in our subconscious come out. That's why when people tell you, oh, I was just drinking, forgive me, baby, let me tell you something. They meant what they said, because that's how they really felt. Let's be real about it. But it came from a subconscious place. We don't really know what happens. And the thing about it that I don't like the most is people saying mental issues. Let me tell you something, baby. Can't nobody help Kanye with these. If this is a spiritual attack he dealing with, can't no therapist or no psychiatrist help him, baby. I'd have been to all of them. Ain't nothing wrong with TJ. I'm just gonna be real. I'm gonna be real honest with you. And sometimes I don't even know myself at the time, because it's kind of like, wait a minute. And y'all don't think I'm crazy. Ain't nothing wrong with me, but I'm being real honest.
No, because Lauren can relate.
Yeah,
She's quiet, but she can relate.
I definitely can. When you were saying like you have to go through it to really understand what you're talking about, that's true. Because you think before mine, I'm like, these people is crazy. That stuff don't really happen. That stuff not real. That's a figment of their imagination. No, it's not. It's super real. So yeah, I agree with what you're saying. And Black people are always under attack, and that's what I want our community to understand. It's constant. They've been stealing from us since we got over here. Since before we got over here. Like, it goes back too deep. That's why I said that our DNA, I think it was like a study that had happened when I was back, I had to been like in high school or something. And they say our DNA, like genetically, we have traumatic like things, like for example, like they say black people's peripheral vision is way more uh I don't know, stronger, I don't know what word you would put for it, than people other races. And then it's like, if you go if I put my hand all the way back, I can still see my fingertips out the corner of my eye. My hand all the way back behind me. And I can still see that. Like, if that's not genetic, like, come on now. Like, they say other races can't do that. And I tried it and I'm like, dang, I definitely can do that. And my point, we always gonna be under a spiritual attack in our community. We just have to learn how to fight together. And we have to spread knowledge too. And it goes back to what we were saying earlier about how we be quick to condemn each other and do all that stuff, but like it's so much deeper, and it just can be overwhelming when
like
everybody isn't on the same page. Like, we still got a long way to go before our culture come together and really wake up together. Like, it's just way too, it's so deep. Like, it feel like we in a never ending hole, but we are making progress.
And we are slowly. But just
Yeah.
like Kanye said, we so busy. And I wasn't even mad at him. Like, I mean, I feel like the truth is the truth. And you could tell the people that really can't handle the truth. And that's the reason why they keep their minds closed to stuff that's been exposed. Nobody said that everything that's exposed to you, you had to believe. But you
Right.
got a choice to go further and to research and to find out. But most people, if it don't matter to their life at that moment, they not gonna do it. But guess what? If it start mattering to their life, then you'll find them doing it. First,
That's me. That's me, and I'm only being honest. I'm only being honest. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
This you got to. That's like, so, like, and see, that's why I only send certain people. Like, I'm not gonna waste my time on trying to feed somebody brain that don't want to be fed. Like,
right.
So I used to send podcasts or certain things for people to look at and listen to and learn. And I would say 2 people out of 15 to 20 will click
Actually
on the fucking link. I'm not sending you
right.
If you don't want to feed your brain with this and learn some things about yourself and us, then you know what? Then you stay in your little bubble. And
and some people are content with being complacent.
Yeah, and that's not like, who don't want the people around them learning and growing, and having a bigger insight or perspective, whether you agree or not. Listen, like, it's just listen and learn. You don't know what you gonna get out
what
of
you gonna get.
it.
And it's also too, like, even when it's somebody that has a different opinion than it might just open your mind up to something that you wasn't even thinking about it, and you look at it from a completely different perspective, and then you can be like, now I understand. A lot of people don't respect shit until they actually go through the shit.
Right.
That's when they be like, damn, I got a newfound respect for that shit. And sometimes it's sad that's the way that people have to experience things, and in order for them to open their mind up to certain things. You know what I'm saying? When I say I don't give a fuck enough to give it my energy to other people. Like I said earlier, I take what I need. I listen to what, like, I got halfway through the video that you sent me for Kanye. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't get a chance to look at it completely because, again, my life is not set up that way. You know what I'm saying? So, bitch, I gotta go. I gotta lash. I can't lash and, you know what I'm saying, watch the goddamn video. But you know what I'm saying? It's just all in about how people are willing to, you know what I'm saying, look at a different perspective and be like, oh man, well, damn, yeah, okay, yeah. I still believe what I believe, but
Right.
you just open my mind up to think about it in a different way.
Right.
And
But
that's the part that people have to respect.
I agree.
just because you don't agree doesn't mean you don't want to learn. Like you can still have whatever opinion you want to have about whatever. And I don't feel like you need to do research on things that you don't care about or don't like find relevant. It's not that you don't want to learn, it's that it's so many things that you can learn. Why do you have to learn this one thing that you care about? It's great that you care about it, but maybe I personally don't. And it's not, I don't think that makes.
I think you just gotta be, and this is just for anybody that is like not you specifically, but like anybody who forms a strong opinion, I should say, that can't be bended and not have all the facts. It's a little bit ignorant.
Yes.
And that's what you call it. Yep.
Yes.
That is about as
That is,
plain as you can
but
get
and that
it.
was
You-
as polite as
Yep.
anybody could ever put it.
You can't
Yeah.
like, it's just, it can't be so strong without it looking like
Without
that. That's
receipt.
all. And you gotta, when you have a strong opinion on something that's definitive and you like, this not finna change, this how I think, then you know, I just think it's wiser to try to get as much information as possible. And don't get me wrong, no matter how much information is out there, sometimes you just don't have all the information. And sometimes you just not gonna know everything too.
Yeah.
As
Right.
much as you
And it's
think
okay
you
to
got
say
all
that.
the information.
Yeah.
And it's
You
okay
know.
to say that. That it's okay to say that.
Mm,
Bitch, I don't know. Like, now
right.
what you gonna tell me? Tell me something now. That's really how I operate. Because like I am more of an experienced type of person. Like I don't have nothing to say one way or the other if I have not personally experienced it myself. I can't tell you nothing. That's like why I hate when men speak about abortion and rape and you motherfucker. You ain't no woman,
You're
so
not a
you don't
woman.
have
Yeah.
no opinion one way or the other about what only a woman can go through. Like, and I just don't speak off of nothing that I haven't personally experienced. Now the thing with me and what I'm fortunate for is I've been through a lot of shit. I know a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I am one of those ones that I pick and choose what is relevant, you know what I'm saying, to what I need for my life.
And me, I mean, you know this, Nene, you know this, TJ. I am a knowledge seeker. So I'm
You better not
listening.
try to debate that bitch because
I'm
she
listening.
knows.
I'm reading.
She coming, and I don't like arguing with her.
I have to I'm always digging in, learning. Like I don't function well if I'm not confident in
And
knowing
what you're saying.
what I'm saying or feeling or talking about. Like us as a culture and our backgrounds, and like I'm every morning I'm straight on podcasts like 19 Keys, Earn Your Leisure, and business wise, credit building, and I'm like, I'm a learner, a knowledge seeker, so I'm always seeking knowledge. So I'm super open minded. So I'm gonna look at all the points and views and listen to everybody and everything.
Right. But the key of it is too is that you take whatever it is that you're hearing, reading, researching it, and you're applying it to what you feel, you know what I'm saying, is more conducive to your life and your understanding of how you're looking or viewing a situation. You know what I'm saying? So like that's what I just be saying. Like people just, you know what I'm saying, need to just learn how to like just pump the brakes sometime. It ain't that serious. I don't know.
Yeah, but you know, at the end of the day, everybody gonna have their own perspective, opinion, and backgrounds to why they feel a certain way. And you know, I think, and I'm speaking, I want to speak to us as a black community, our black culture. We have to do better at understanding one another, um and just helping one another. But you know, you can't help people that don't want to be helped.
That's it.
So they gotta
You can't
also,
want more for somebody that don't want it for themselves.
yeah, they
Yeah,
gotta
you
want
know.
more for themselves. They gotta
Mhm.
want to grow and be more curious about this life we live in, because we only got one.
I
I mean, I
agree.
think though we have to be mindful of what we're trying to help people with, because you have to help people with what they want help with, right? So that's dope. Like Mika describes herself as a learner, but that's dope that she's a learner. But some people can't learn like that, or like some people
Mhm.
don't. That's not their
Yeah, they
thing. So
brain don't operate that way.
That's me. I'm
if you're
completely
trying to help
opposite than her.
them do that, that doesn't benefit them. That benefits your view and your perspective and perception of what they should be. You know what I mean? Like I'm open. I feel like I approach every day like a blank page, and I'm open to anything being written over on it and reviewing it. But I'm not just gonna adopt your perspective.
I didn't ask you to. I didn't ask nobody to adopt
I
my.
didn't say that you did. I said that there are
she
different
just, you know.
styles, and you want to help people with what they need help with. So your style may be different from someone else's. So like you may go, you express yourself as somebody that goes to get it, and I express myself as someone who's a blank page and then sees what comes, what I attract.
What you attract.
Those are different learning styles. So it's like for me, what I learn depends on who I'm around, because I start the day as a blank page instead of starting the day as seeking something specific, if that makes sense. So it's I was expressing two different perceptions. I mean, two different learning styles.
Oh, you was saying you should have said
You do it this way, and I do it this way. Neither one is right or
I'm
wrong.
never trying to force my way of thinking on anybody. That's not me. Like the world don't revolve, like I said in the beginning of this, the world don't revolve around everyone being the same, thinking the same. If it was like that, we would all be robots. We would be robotic. Like, period. Me and Nene are totally different, but she teaches me stuff and I teach her stuff. But that wouldn't happen if we're not open to hearing each other and listening.
And that's the thing. You got to be open. Have to be open and have an open mind and have the willingness. You know what I'm saying? I feel like to accept something that I don't know. I gain. You know what I'm saying? I take from everybody. Like that's the type of learner that I am. Like it's just I don't know. It's like it's kind of like when I train my students at, you know what I'm saying, when I'm at the hospital or whatever. And it's sometimes like, you know, people get to the point where they just know everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know. And I tell them, I say, just don't say that. Just be open, be receptive. Even if you do know, you don't always have to tell a person that you do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dang, she was doing good.
She blocked out.
Oh, her connection.
She was doing so good.
She was this whole time.
Oh, here
There
she
she
comes.
go.
Hey, girl. She back.
I'm back.
You was doing so good.
I was. I upgraded my internet and everything today. Like what? But back to what I was saying, I tell them, I said, you know, just soak in what each preceptor has to tell you. Take what you need and what you like, you know what I'm saying, from each one of those and apply it and make it your own. You know what I'm saying? So it's not, you know what I'm saying, you don't have to, you know what I'm saying, just I don't know. It's so complicated. The world is just so complicated, and just be open to anything.
That's it. Like
that's it. I
and
try anything once.
I can't function around people that don't have open minds. Like
Right.
we're not gonna get along.
Right.
at all. That right there is like this for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it's almost like this. Instead of
Right.
come on, let's both like learn something or help each other grow.
So let me tell y'all something that I did take from watching my man Yee. And I'm being real honest. Like, because I'm trying to, everything that I see, like they say, everything that looks negative ain't always negative, just like everything that looks positive ain't always positive. Now, a few weeks ago, and I ain't gonna say everybody, but majority of the world was watching Miss LaTruth and her man go through whatever, okay? And they
And
had
see
the
who
whole
is it? I don't
fake.
know who that
Oh,
is.
that shit fake. Either they've been faking all this time or this shit is fake.
But it did
Who
blew
is
up,
it?
right?
Who is it?
I'm gonna send you a little clip.
Internet MFers.
But
See, I don't give a fuck. I don't have time.
right, but see, here's the thing, Nene. I don't even really be on social media like that, but it seems like the highlights of it come up. And if it's like a minute, I got a few minutes, and I'm like, oh, what is this? So I saw all of that. Now, Kanye, because I like him, I was kind of watching a lot of the stuff, and I even was trying to look for people that was talking about it because I wanted to keep being engaged. But see, that was my idea to do, because to me, I say, you got people now, oh, I'm tired of hearing about this Kanye post. Well, heifer, I'm tired of hearing about how bad and broke your damn baby daddy is.
Right.
Come on. Like that's what I mean when I say we pick and choose what we want. You got nerve enough to make a post like that when we didn't have to watch you all year talk about how this man did you over and everything, even if we didn't comment or scroll past.
Or watch you post your nasty ass food.
Right, like, come on. One thing I can say, and I've been looking into this because I got a couple of male friends, and they've been looking in the study. So we've been talking to a lot of the older people, like 80 and up, because the original thing I want to know is, were they taught anything about slaves? What race were they taught they were? Because times change. So you get to talking to somebody in their 90s and you really sit down with them and ask them these different questions. Some of the stuff that you see let me tell you something. I know two things for sure. We got deeds to this land, and America is for sale because it's ours. And I'm just being real. So if we don't take nothing else out of what Kanye said,
America is for sale.
Research that. Your family member who may have passed away got some type of deed to the United States. And I mean, if it don't do nothing else but get us to a book to research that, to find that out, let's take something good out of it, and maybe we could come together and have a ecosystem. Because I'm telling y'all, when he built the city, y'all ain't getting invited.
Did you say
I said, and you motherfuckers that's talking shit, y'all ain't welcome to the good life.
I had to say that. You know, I throw that in there. But no, seriously though, y'all, we have deeds. I'm telling y'all, my mother told me a story, okay, about a great-great-grandfather. And I met another lady that told me a story about them taking some stuff from her dad. And they still trying to figure out how do they go back. So a lot of the stuff that you hear is really, really true. So I say, if we're going to let anybody use us, let somebody use us that's actually trying to teach us how to do something. I get it. Yeah, we listen to Kanye. So what? Okay, next week, it'll be somebody else because I see people listen to different people. But right now, for me, I feel like I want to hear what he got to say, because maybe something that he got to say is going to help me, even if I take one thing from it. All that gibberish that a lot of people say coming out of his mouth, don't be naive and not listen because it's like, whatever, he's saying the same thing. Because he's going to pop up something that you're going to need to grab a hold to. Grab a hold on to what you need to grab a hold to, and the rest of that shit, just let it go. Leave it away.
I agree.
And I'm about to go pick my son up, y'all, so I'm about to drive. I love y'all. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming, going.
She had good views.
She did. I love that.
And the guys in the comments loved her. I keep trying to get some males to come on here. We are unsuccessful at that.
I don't think they want to be on the TV on the Tizu.
Somebody will do it.
Cause they be in the comments heavy.
We need male perspective.
We
be
do,
trying,
but hey,
Yeah.
trying to listen until they want to step up. Then we gonna fucking keep assuming what we want.
Listen,
yeah,
man,
real.
we
I've
need
been
you.
listening to 19 Keys. Like I listen to that podcast every day. I'm about to do the DNA test
To see
For-
our ancestry.
Yep.
Because you
I
know,
am so scared to do that
everybody-
because
I learned that everybody ain't from Africa. Some of us originated from here,
mhm.
and we're already here.
I know I got some Native American at least and like some great grandparents. Well, my great grandparents like grandparents type of thing. My grandparents great anyways, it's somewhere in there. They were Native American and some of them intermixed with the slaves, and then obviously some of them intermixed with some of the white people. But if I take the actual test, I'm gonna be scared. I'm not gonna do it.
can't be
I am. I'm doing it.
scared.
Harold
Cause
Real
why are
seen
y'all
the
in my
link to what-
DNA?
what's the
Like
one
that?
for
Like
me?
why are you in my DNA?
Huh?
I said I don't
Like,
got the same mama and daddy.
Right. You want to split the cost with
Yeah.
me?
I will. Honestly, I really would. Because it's so funny that you brought that up. Like I told you, I watch stuff or whatever. I was watching this interview with this lady, and for a long time,
I said, send me the right one.
she was she thought that she was a white lady, but she knew that she looked different. And you know what I'm saying? Like she took the test and she had like 19 or 20%, like, you know, African in her. So she knew, you know what I'm saying? Like, but they have been lying to her whole time. It's kind of like a Jasmine Blue. How she knew she was black, but she could pass as a white woman, and that's what she did, you know what I'm saying? But she looked like, I mean, she passed for a white woman, but she knew that she had some black in her. She knew it. That's why she did the test. It's crazy. I don't know. So what y'all done? We're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, I ended up being on here anyway.
That was your choice. We was doing fine without you, but we do need you for the comments. You're needed. You're a valuable part of the team. We for the comments. You gotta add.
Well, I need to train you on that. So instead of it being on this side of me, it'll be on your side, and then I could just really pop in and out.
Oh, okay. Well, see, you know, I
think I got like 3 more weeks of this.
Yeah, so you can't blame that on us because we didn't. We was doing great, weren't we, y'all?
So
no, because y'all was about to downplay the whole Kanye shit.
No,
we
was gonna move right on to
play it. We just don't. We can't speak as passionately about it as you because we were the 3 that was not in the loop. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, I didn't even catch up
pieces
all the way.
Hey, cousin.
I've been seeing the bits and pieces. Hey, cousin. I'm the bits and pieces bitch.
Well, I want all of y'all to take some time and listen to at least one interview. I got many.
Well, you know, I didn't listen
the most
to
recent.
some older ones.
It's 2 hours though.
It's an hour and 40 minutes, and I think I got through about maybe 30 minutes of it. But here's the thing: I'm another one because guess what? That nigga be talking up here. I don't know what you're talking about. I
Yes,
don't know what the
no, he was not talking. He was not
Listen,
talking up here.
I said,
That nigga is an asshole. He was funny as fuck.
but maybe I need to
And-
learn that, because when I saw like a little bit more than just the clip where he was like, "Boy, this don't call me boy," you know what I'm saying? I saw some of it before, and I was like, "This in the phone," because I'm really trying to understand what this nigga is talking about, and I'm just like, okay, I'll figure it out, because what you want me to do? I'm keeping it real, bitch.
I think I could watch 100 interviews and I still wouldn't understand why people so angry. It's like I keep saying I keep saying I like Kevin Samuels, right? Because I do, but I don't get why he makes people so angry.
That's
but
what
why?
pisses people off.
But why is it? I never got that. So it's not about
no.
not researching or not listening to it. It's that I don't get why it's so emotionally charged for everybody else. Like, if you don't agree, so what? If you think a different way, you have a different perspective, you receive messages different, okay, fine. But I didn't understand why people are personally attacking each other off of it, because it didn't seem like a big deal in that way. Like, if your group specifically was targeted, I guess I would get that piece of it. But everybody just being so angry over this,
that's what they
on
were
the
trying
news.
to say.
What they
Like,
trying
on
to
the
say
news, like, this is really a big thing. Like, this isn't.
They trying to say he did attack. So before the Jews, they feel like he attacked us when he said George Floyd died of fentanyl.
From fentanyl, right?
Yeah.
And
which
that
I
the
think
cop
was crazy.
wasn't
Personally,
really on his. Now, I thought that was way off. I feel like, because I kind of understand him, I think he was trying to get people in an uproar to get them to go and listen to the Candace Owens documentary, that
which she still
exposed
has said that. I think that's
Black
where he
Lives
got that
Matter
from, which was crazy too.
and all of that. But like, he, Kanye extreme.
Yeah.
He extreme. Like, okay, yeah, it did come out that he was, that I don't want really look. I don't want our podcast getting taken down.
That
So
what?
the fentanyl thing, that is true, but but that still ain't a reason to say that's how he died, because that's not what the autopsy said. But
Exactly.
like he said, the autopsy could have, hey, money buy anything,
Just think about it. A crackhead can die because they got hit by a car. You gonna say they died
Exactly.
off crack? No,
Exactly.
they died from the collision of
the
the car hitting them.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
You would still say the crackhead got killed in crack. Like, you still put that piece on there.
But
like,
for me to pivot that and say, oh, the crackhead overdose. No, they did not. The crackhead got hit by a car.
Right.
I mean, you're not wrong. I'm just saying they still gonna throw that crackhead part in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, people gonna attach the negativity regardless. That's why I'm like, is this new? Like, he been saying far out stuff. So why is this on the news? I need to know what's real life going on. And y'all talking about he said something racist.
They went crazy about the Jewish stuff. They didn't care.
That's what really made that.
They didn't care about the White Lives Matter shirt.
They didn't care about
all of this in the interview. He said all of this in the interview. He said they didn't care about that. They didn't care about this, but speak about the powers that be, and you ruffle feathers.
Yeah. Well, that T-shirt was on the news, and I didn't understand that. The fentanyl comment also made the news, and I didn't understand that. So he's right. They care more when you're attacking the they. But his behavior in general, being on the news all the time, that doesn't make sense to me.
Because they're obsessed with him. They're obsessed with him.
Approach is that I start with a blank page. Whatever comes at me, I kind of soak in and pay attention to. I just didn't feel like that was something to make headline news and be prominent in that way when it's so many other things. And when he does something good, because he does do good things, when he does something good, that ain't on the news.
Nowhere.
Mm-hmm. That's just nowhere.
Like,
whatever.
Did I hear that they trying to shut down his school?
Oh, really?
I did not hear that.
I did not hear that.
That wasn't on the news. See, this is what we need to know about. We needed that. Why the hell is we looking at this T-shirt?
That's crazy. Well, y'all, I mean, it's been a good conversation, I feel like.
Yeah. I'm disappointed in the male's species. You know, y'all can come on here, drop in, give y'all, you know, y'all perspectives.
They participate in the comments.
They do. They do. They do.
Right,
do.
they are, because they be in the comments. You can't make them come on. Everybody not.
Why you always trying to make me out to be a bully? I'm not trying to make nobody do nothing.
They can't come. They don't want to come on. Leave them in the comments before they leave. The comments. Jarvis was just there.
Yeah, and Jarvis said he was coming on.
See?
But he's packing because that nigga always gone.
Well, listen, that baby living his best life, okay? I'm not mad about it. Where you going this time, Jarvis?
Oh, hell rails. I'll join. Look, you know what? You got that nigga got a mouth like Kanye, so no.
Oh, what? Then we need him.
he liable to say some off the wall stuff.
Oh my God.
Radical. Super radical. Hell rail, send me that the link for the test and stuff though, since you said ancestry.com ain't it. Well, take us out.
And look, any last feelings, comments, opinions? What we got?
I know for me, I love y'all, and you know, I just want us to be more open as a community.
I don't give a fuck. No.
Make sure y'all subscribe to Conversations with Mika and Friends, where we keep it real, raw, and respectful. Hit that like button. Join us every Thursday. We took a break. Well, we took a 2-week break.
Yeah.
2-week break, but we back.
And I will be on for the next couple weeks, right?
Yep. And TJ, thank you for joining us. Yes. Make sure y'all check out her online radio station. You should have dropped your plug before you left.
Agreed.
Yeah.
What's the Joyce's thought of the day? End of the day.
In the midst of all things, different opinions, all lashes matter. Get you a good lash tech, boo.
Hey!
Yay.